Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In this video, I will show you how the guys in charge of us using mass media and their little orcs will eventually reach a point, if they disagree with what you say or how you think, they will reach a point where they will call you crazy. Why? Because when they call you crazy, they will set an example, which is don't listen to him. His views are crazy, are just crazy. So when the mass media or the owners of this world, or the US in this case, want to destroy your point of view or your credibility, they reach the point where they say, this guy is crazy. So today is Elon Musk's turn to become crazy overnight. Why? Because Elon Musk challenged their narrative and he didn't agree to view things in the way they want Elon Musk to see things and have his platform, how should I put it, promote a certain kind of worldview, which is you can't criticize certain energies, groups, or people. And if you criticize them, you will be called this, that, labeled, and then called crazy. Why crazy? Because they can't really incarcerate at this point Elon Musk yet. So they first try to obviously threaten you, then they try to blackmail you, and then they try to hurt you, like fire you or destroy your livelihood. If they can't do that, or are working on that, then in the parallel they will call you crazy. That's the latest one. And then they put you to the side. I will use another example, which is Kanye West. Maybe he's crazy, but if a crazy person says some things that are true, I don't care if he's crazy or not. I look at the origin and see, hey, is it true? I don't care if it comes from a crazy person. My first thing is it true? They don't go by that. So, as you probably know, Elon Musk endorsed someone's statements. People on Twitter, the eye of Sauron got him in its view, and they will not let him survive. So they tried to make him, bash him and call him anti-this, this and that. And Elon Musk did not even respond because they didn't bother to attack the statement. Like, hey, is it true? Let's analyze it. Let's have a conversation. No, you're not supposed to have a conversation. You have to say and parrot the line. So now is a guy right here. I mean, Elon Musk went to Israel, then he didn't go to Palestine, to Gaza, let's say, to Gaza, even though he was invited by the bad dudes from Hamas to visit Gaza as well. If you go and visit Israel, go and visit destruction caused by those guys too. He was afraid. I think he would have been targeted, so he avoided going over there for safety reasons. Obviously, he said that it's not safe to go over there. So the famous little New York statement regarding the advertisers, some advertisers who pulled out of Twitter, X, because of the promotion of views they don't like. So the advertisers for a product will not sell you the product or will not advertise that on your company because you don't say what they like. Because they're involved in making policies, not selling their garbage. No. So that tells you these advertisers are more interested in pushing an ideology than pushing a product. Now imagine if everybody else will boycott their garbage, which they do, because of their position. They will lose business. So is that the way it goes? It's very dangerous, very dangerous. But they've done it before in the 1930s. If you remember, they started boycott against Germany based on certain kind of things. But hey, that's the way it worked. It worked. It's going to work in the future. But that I don't think that's a good way of doing business. Now, what happened here? Musk told the advertisers, and mainly Bob Iger, who is in charge of Hollywood, not Hollywood, Disney, but you can call it Hollywood because he's got a lot of things over there. Call him, yourself, if you don't want to advertise, don't advertise. Kill our business and the public will be the judge. I covered that in a video yesterday. So now the Eye of Sauron triggered the last point that these guys have, Musk is crazy. Remember, when you say something and you're perfectly normal, let's put it, or within the limits, because we are crazy to a certain extent. What's craziness? Outside of norm. That's outside of norm. Oh, he's crazy. Well, are you really crazy or what? If you see a pattern, if you you can't control it, you're irrational. It can't go in that direction. But we have this guy Jim Cramer. I think he's an anchor with a financial thing. So he talks about money and he tells you where to invest, where not invest. I think that's the guy. I saw him a few times. Anyway, this guy comes out and he's the tip of the spear, the top of the iceberg, and he points that Elon Musk has a mental condition. He decided that. Now, because we live in this kind of idiotic world, I would like to ask this imbecile, are you a medical doctor? Do you have a degree? And his answer will be no. Then how can you say Elon Musk has a mental condition? You can't. There's no way for you to know. That's what we are told when we are saying Biden is crazy, Biden is just gone, he's old, Alzheimer. Are you a medical doctor? Well, I don't need to be an architect, a civil engineer to figure out, let's say, or an architect to say that's a house. I don't have to be Henry Ford I to say that's an automobile, or an engineer, an automotive engineer. I don't have to be one to know what a car is. I might not know all the details, but I know what it is. So the same with this. Yeah, you can say, well, Jim Cramer doesn't need to be a medical doctor to say that Elon Musk has a mental condition. But why? Because common sense sometimes tells you about certain behavior and statements. Do I think Elon Musk has a mental condition? If he has one, I think Jim Cramer has one too. Anyway, that's one. Now let's move to the acceptable view. Remember the one with What's a Woman and Ketanji Jackson, who now sits on the Supreme Court of the United States of America. A Supreme Court judge for life. When she was asked in the hearing, I have the video here, what can you define what a woman is? In a hearing, what did she say? I'm not a biologist. I can't answer that. I will play the video. What do you mean? Well, I judge all kind of situations and by the law, and it's like I don't need to know. What do you mean you don't need to know? So let's say a car hits someone and blah blah blah. You have to know what a car is. Are you an engineer? Well, that thing happened in a house. Do you need to be as I said, an architect to know what the house is? Well, you need to know the definitions, don't you? To put it in the context. So you got to know what a man, a woman, a bird, a dog, a statement. You have to have, this is her claim. And I played a video and I would like you to look at this. Now a judge appointed for life. Her stupefied, surprised face. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I should know what a woman is? I'm just going to a side a little bit just to show you how this Cramer guy could be, attacked by his own people, but he's not, because he's doing their job. He's one of the little orcs sent by the eye of Sauron. Here, the street. Jim Cramer says that Elon Musk has a mental disorder. And quote, and I'm quoting, this is a brain that people will study for a long time. And he didn't say that's like a genius brain. No, he didn't refer to that one. So let's see this little video. This is Ketanji Brown Jackson, U.S. Supreme Court nominee. And she's going to be asked by Senator blah, blah, blah. And she says right here, I'm not a biologist, when she refuses to define woman. So let's see if this works.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Look at her face.
Can I provide a definition? No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
The meaning of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
Senator, in my work as a judge, what I do is I address disputes. If there's a dispute about a definition.
Disputes between whom and whom, you idiot? You can tell, you can say this is not, her IQ is not high. Why? Because you didn't even know how to go around this. In my job, I have the cases. Yeah, but you have to understand the context, the terms. Who and who? Was it a human being and a dog? Or was it something that you don't understand because you're not a biologist? You don't even know if that was a human being. You can't make a difference between a dog, let's say, and a human being now because you're not a biologist. Or the person used a knife. I'm just saying. But because you don't know what a knife is, because I don't know, you're not a whatever that is. I can't even remember what the term is. But anyway, let's move back to these guys. Look at her face like, in my job, you should not even get there. But this is your diversity and affirmative action, I guess.
People make arguments, and I look at the law, and I decide.
She said she was an affirmative action candidate. She was proud of that.
The fact that you can't give me a straight answer about something as fundamental as what a woman is underscores the danger.
Did you look at her face? Look at her face, how she's like, what? What? Say what? Sister? What? Jesus Christ.
Of the kind of progressive education that we are hearing about.
Yeah, my friends, this is part of all this garbage that's pushed on us.
Compete and win in sports at the highest levels.
Senator,
look at her face. She knows she's going to be Supreme Court Justice. She knows. She's like, fuck you, basically. Do you think that's fair? Even if you like her because of her group membership or something, remember, you screw a country with that. A country. Or you don't care? You think you're going to make a better country with this garbage in that position?
I'm not sure what message that sends. If you're asking me about the legal issues related to it, those are topics that are being hotly discussed, as you say, and could come to the court.
Basically a weasel, my friend. So, okay, all right. If we analyze Kramer in that context, I would ask, you're not a medical doctor, screw you. But the problem is not that of that kind. And I'm going to read something about exactly what Kramer said, and also the same thing, right? Also, I will show you his view on advertisers, which is true. If you don't want to advertise, you don't like what it's okay with that. But I'm going to turn it so you can see from a different perspective. So we go down here. If someone is going, this is what Musk said, if someone is going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go F yourself, Musk said. So obviously is about the Eigner, where is that? Somewhere right here, Disney, Eigner, or Eigner. So let's see what this guy said. Another guy, Tom Rogers, said the media executive who founded CNBC told the network Thursday that the advertisers have a right to speak, saying that any advertiser has the right to avoid objectionable content. But wait a second, that means that an advertiser will going to change the policies of a free speech platform? Well, he said he's unfiltered. He answers to no one, Kramer says. That is, he's not under the, like I am, under the employment of this, the eye of Sauron. Kramer said, acknowledging at the same time that Musk obviously has tremendous prowess. Look, he said, this is the brain that people will study for a long time because it's a brain that works against himself at the same time. It works, Kramer knows, I think it could be a veiled advice. Hey, your position works against you. They will screw you. They will destroy you. And I'm going to, it's not an unusual mental condition that this man has. So let me say this. Let's say you have an advertiser, and the advertiser is promoting a certain ideology nowadays accepted. And if you, as a platform of free speech, do not censor the views criticizing the advertiser's position, then the advertiser has the right to not and speak up. He's going to say, well, you don't censor that position because I'm involved in politics and in changing the attitudes of people, not in selling a product anymore to everyone or whoever wants to buy it. I will destroy you. If you change that, I will advertise. If you don't change that, I will not advertise. Now that's a blackmail, that is with money, and that company is not selling things. That company is promoting certain kind of ideology. And Kramer saying that, are you a medical doctor, Kramer, again? Well, you see how idiotic that question is? The same as I or others criticize Biden. Not criticize, tell the obvious. His behavior, he's got a problem. He's old, not only old, because I know people 20 years older, 20. That means 100 and over. I know they are in better shape than that guy. Better shape. So it's not that he's necessarily old. He is expired mentally. Alzheimer, whatever it is, his body gives him signs, and he's performing as the president of the United States of America. Nothing wrong to being a guy who's, having a dog and goes around the street and, watches TV and is a nice grandpa, but not the president of the United States of America. But when I say that, people could ask me, how do you know he's maybe has Alzheimer, is not that? And I say, well, my direct experience, my education. Are you a medical doctor? No, I'm not, but I read a lot. Oh, no, you're not a medical doctor. Do I need to be one? Oh, definitely. What? I mean, his behavior is so obvious. The same with Kramer. Could say, well, Kramer's behavior, Musk's behavior is so obvious. Okay, well, the problem is in the past, and you're going to see this in the future, when someone comes and says something that is not parroting the narrative, eventually, if he doesn't bow down, like Kanye West, for instance, it is crazy. I'm going to tell you a little story at work, okay, with a fellow worker. And she was black. Anyway, and she was not the only one. I had two of them who told me the same thing. I was like, holy moly. Anyway, so remember, when these guys are just, he didn't bow down, Kanye West. He was immediately called crazy. So we know that Kanye West is crazy. Well, I don't think he's crazy. I listen to the guy. Yeah, he's got some over there, but he brings evidence. And he runs against the narrative. Now, two co-workers, both of them black, both of them female. One of them born outside the United States, from Africa coming, and the other one here. And I asked them about, what do you think about Kanye West? Only after he said what he said about, who's controlling whom and what, blah, 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 things that got him in trouble. But somehow those guys that he mentioned that have power, they say they don't have power, but they got Adidas to drop him. But they don't have power, those victims. How is that working? I mean, if you're a victim, that means you don't have power. Otherwise, you would not be a victim. What the hell? I mean, that's obvious. So anyway, and one of them, both of them said, this were the first words. He's crazy. Kanye West, he's crazy. I said, why is he crazy? And they started the same thing as, well, about Trump. Trump is a racist. Okay, give me, can you paraphrase or you can give me a quote from Trump that would determine that he's a racist? They couldn't. The word was, everybody says it. Everybody being the mass media. Everybody knows it. And then I asked them, okay, what do you know about Louis Farrakhan? Who that? Well, who that? You don't know. And I asked him, okay, tell me about Malcolm X. What was he standing for? For our rights, for blah, blah. What else? What about the separation? Remember the separation thing? No, I don't know. They don't know shit, actually. They don't know the most important things over there. And anyway, you ask, they know what these guys in the media give them. That's all they know. They don't go around them. They don't go, wait a minute, let me go a little bit left or right from the issue. They just buy the shit. So Kanye West is crazy. Two young women, co-workers, and I like them. I have no problem with them. I still like them. We're in good, standing, nothing. So my friends, they're going to start now and tell us how crazy Musk is, and they will try to destroy him. We'll see how strong he is. So we should help. And I hope that other people who think the same way, and there are many of us and them, because it's us and them, who think like Musk in certain issues, areas, but they don't say it because they're afraid. Courage is a virtue. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.